Egypt came within minutes of delivering one of the greatest World Cup shocks in African football history. The Pharaohs stunned the champions Argentina, taking a 2-0 lead through Yasser Ibrahim and Mustafa Zico, and looked set to send the Albiceleste crashing out. But the holders mounted a dramatic comeback with Cristiano Romero and Lionel Messi levelling before Enzo Fernandez struck deep into stoppage time to seal a heartbreaking 3-2 win. Egypt's exit was painful. Their performance, though, sent a powerful message. Let's bring in African football analyst, one of the best, Saddick Adams. He joins us right now from Accra, Ghana. Saddick, what a crazy, crazy game. Egypt was on the verge of history and they just let it slip. How painful must that feel?
Absolutely crushing, disappointing. Words cannot describe how Egyptians will feel with this defeat, knowing that you have the win in control. You have played exceptionally well to that point. You are playing against the defending champions with some of the world's greatest players in their fields, and leading them by 2-0 and controlling the game for most parts. It's a crushing defeat, and the disappointment is also from the fact that most of the African teams have succumbed during the crucial moments of the game. You really don't know what goes on wrong when you have 10, 15 minutes to end the game. You are in control, and then there is lack of game management. The physicality is well reduced, and also the lack of depth for new players to be introduced to stabilize the team and as well improve their intensity. I feel very bad for the Egyptians, but it also tells about having experience at this level of the game.
And that's exactly what Argentina show with their talisman, Lionel Messi. They just prove it time and time again. But now that leaves Morocco as the sole African team. And they're up against France, a mighty France. Morocco themselves have really developed and evolved since 2022. I think we can say since Walid Regragui left the helm, they've maintained that form. What are their chances against France? It is a mighty clash.
It's quite unusual for African teams in particular to be this consistent, especially at this level, at the World Cup, to qualify for the quarterfinals on the bounce and to be the only team to progress from the group stages in 2022 and proceed to do these wonders in 2026. Morocco's high growth in the game has stemmed from their investment and massive infrastructure that they've done across the country. Their extensive coverage in terms of scouting. They've widened their tentacles in attracting quality players from Europe at a very early age. And they have also invested a lot in technical abilities and having to grow the game with respect to how they teach the philosophy. So it's quite uncharacteristic of how they play, especially when there is pressure on them, controlling the game under high intensity. I believe that everything has come about for Morocco to be this consistent at the World Cup, all because of the massive investment and how important it is for them to keep on staying on top like the other teams, especially from Europe.
The Atlas Lions very much keeping the African flag flying high. They have said, though, that they are doing everything for Morocco, not for the African continent. And it kind of shows a separation between them and the other African teams. I just wonder if you could just give a ranking out of 10 for the African performances that we've seen in the World Cup. There have been so many promises, 9 of the teams coming through to the last 32, but now Morocco is the only one in the quarterfinals. Where do you rank them?
I think we've done 40%, not even beyond 50%. To me, it's a very significantly great achievement for African teams, historic, from the 9 out of 10 progressing or advancing to the knockout stages. But that is really where the World Cup starts. Originally, it could have been 32. For instance, Panama, Haiti, Honduras, Curacao would not have been here, but for the expansive nature of this World Cup. So I see the more competitiveness of the World Cup from the round of 32. So to progress from round 32 would have meant a lot to increase the gap between Africa and the rest of the world. I think that 40% will be enough for how we have, or the entire Africa have fared in this World Cup. I don't think advancing beyond the group stage is really anything significant, knowing that there are so many teams that have progressed or that have come to this World Cup by reason of the expansion. So there is more to do, actually.